Steichen, Arch, they play it kind of conservatively at the end of the first half. Elects not to go for the 58-yard field goal, but not to punt either to play the field position game.
Well, obviously they felt pretty good about it because they had made their first 2 fourth-down tries early in this game. Now, coming into this game, they haven't been very good. They're 25th in the NFL on their fourth-down conversions. I think in that situation, it would have made sense to try to pin him deep and make Baker Mayfield execute his way all the way down the field. I think if you don't get it there, you give this offense that, you know, hasn't been great today, but has the ability to be explosive right around midfield.
Well, one thing that we know, Shane Steichen has plenty of confidence in this defense. And now he's going to ask them to hold on a 3rd and 8 with 41 seconds left in the quarter.
The Colts cornerbacks, it's a young group with Darrell Baker Jr. and Jalen Jones. They have really held up well today against these receivers, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. But I do think that you have to test them outside the numbers if you're Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield steps up. He's going to run for it. Baker, first down, Tampa Bay. And look at Baker taking on tacklers. And he lets them hear about it. Boy, terrific block by Otten to spring him, and what a collision between Mayfield and Blackman as he picks up 14.
Yeah, it really was. Really a heads-up play by Otten, and really for Baker Mayfield.
State the importance of this game for both of these two teams. Trying to make some hay in their respective divisions. This drive began at the 40 for Tampa after the turnover on downs. The catch here by Palmer, but he is dumped down right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing. Well played by Jalen Jones. So the decision by Steichen to go for it on a 4th and 6. Looming large here, depending on what Baker and company can do.
You know, Spear, I'm a little surprised today that Tampa Bay isn't more aggressive against this defense. Baker Mayfield has only attempted 3 passes over 10 yards. They've been an aggressive football team, and when they're at their best, they're able to hit those explosive plays down the field.
And keep in mind the inexperience in this Indianapolis secondary. They played well as Mayfield slings one here, and he finds Evans, who has to go down low for it. Now they say incomplete. Evans asking for the challenge here from Todd Bowles. Jalen Jones was there on the coverage.
You see that ball, it's a low throw, but again, that's typically a catch that you see Mike Evans make right there on the sideline. They converted off a Baker Mayfield scramble on 3rd and 8. The Colts played both of their safeties back to protect the corners. Mayfield ended up scrambling on that football play. Now he's at 3rd and 10.
No challenge. Incomplete. Mayfield's pass. Incomplete again. This time looking for Godwin. It was Blackman there on the coverage.
Well, Sparrow, it doesn't really get better than this coverage from a safety on Godwin. Look at the patience by Blackman. He just sits on it and breaks perfectly. What a tremendous job. You would like to think, I know Blackman is a pretty good cover safety. You would like to think that Godwin can make this play, but Blackman right there, and evidently Todd Bowles thinks that this is their shot that they have to be able to convert here on 4th and 10. When they haven't really been good in the passing game over 10 yards today.
Boy, a brazen roll of the dice on 4th and 10. Mayfield taking a shot. Mayfield, dazzling pass. Threads the needle to Godwin. Boy, when his team desperately needed a throw, Mayfield comes through. First down, Tampa.
Boy, I don't know how Mayfield has the guts to throw this, because Kenny Moore is in great position. And typically, you're going to see Moore be able to break underneath that outcut. But Mayfield just lets it rip on 4th down, and Godwin comes up with a huge one on the sideline.
Boy, they say Baker Mayfield's a gamer. What a pass. 19. As he drops that one right into the bucket. DeForest Buckner on the tackle of Rashad White, as Mayfield trying to breathe some life into this Tampa offense, down 10. Early moments of this fourth quarter.
And he's the type of player, Spiro, that scramble on 3rd and 8 where he kind of gave the safety a little something at the end of that. That's the kind of play that can juice Baker Mayfield up. And so you had some huge plays. That 3rd and 8 and then that throw on 4th and 10. Really nice.
Mayfield doing everything he possibly can. Mayfield throwing towards the end zone. It's caught. Evans, touchdown. And the Buccaneers punch back yet again as Baker puts him on his back. A 23-yard strike to Evans. And it's a one-score game.
They're going to isolate the safety right here. And really, he doesn't really have a chance. Free access. Baker Mayfield rolls out, and he just hits Mike Evans on the run for a touchdown.
Rodney Thomas was the man in coverage as Evans has his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. Staying confident after the drops and some of the mistakes that they've made. A lot of mental toughness down on that Tampa Bay sideline. As Gardner Minshew will have it at the 25. Saturday, the SEC Championship on CBS features old foes and a huge college football game with playoff implications. Number 1 Georgia, number 8 Alabama. The fun begins at 2 Eastern with the drive to Atlanta, followed by college football today. That's next Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. We were watching that Auburn game last night. Art, you like their 4th down defense in that game?
Do we have time for me to talk about what an awful call that was? How do you rush? You don't even rush. You spy the quarterback and you rush too?
We don't have time here. We'll move on. We'll get you some time later as they begin here to Pittman. And Carlton Davis, who's had a terrific game, was there on the tackle. Speaking of pressure, Arch, how about our next gen stats here powered by AWS?
Well, this is the formula, at least for today, and the numbers are striking. Gardner Minshew is at his best when the ball comes out. He can dictate where it goes. He makes quick decisions. The longer he holds the ball and then the pressure comes is when he starts to press a little bit and make those mistakes.
Minshew faking the handoff, delivers over the middle. Pittman, boy, he had to reach up for it. His catch radius is something to watch. What a day Pittman's putting together. 9th catch for 98 yards.
Look at the hands. Just how he uses his hands and snatches that ball out of the air. Wow, he is, you said it, he is having a game so far today. Targeted 12 times, 9 catches, and 99 yards. 2 of those catches, Spiro, on 4th down.
Gets him a fresh set of downs. 1st down just outside the 41. Back to the ground attack here. This is Moss. Moss slipping a tackle. Working his way up the sidelines. There's a marker throwing back right at the line of scrimmage.
Offense number 11. 10-yard penalty, replay, 1st down.
And it is on Pittman.
This one, I think, is one of the legit calls. You can see that he grabs Delaney right there by the back of the jersey, and that's why you see Zach Moss get to the outside.
Pittman targeted in this game 13 times. You see what he's done. As he clearly has been Minshew's favorite target. First offensive penalty against the Colts in this game as Minshew goes to Moss. And he's forced out of bounds by Servassier Dennis. But Pittman just crazy to consider his numbers the last couple of years with all the instability that they've had at quarterback.
Yeah, well, if you've watched them this year, they run a lot of screens with them. Today, it's all the intermediate passing game. And they're starting to show that when they need a play, when it's a critical play, they've got a lot of trust in getting the ball to Pittman Jr., and he has rewarded Gardner Minshew with some great catches today.
Minshew slinging one, and it's Pittman again. in a very tight window against Davis. What concentration as we get another NFL Today update with JB in New York.
And trust in Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson has a touchdown rushing, and here passing, he gets matched up on a linebacker. Not even close. 26 yards out, 21-12. I love to see Adam Archuleta and Bijan Robinson out in midfield. Open field.
All day, baby. You just gotta pay me. Just pay me, coach.
That would have been worth the price of admission. No. But we get an Arch in his prime, obviously. So 3rd and 6. Taylor resets. Minshew looking under duress. He's going to run for it. Minshew, and he's got it. Let's see where they mark it. No signal yet. Christian Izien was there. Boy, this is going to be close.
I thought he
in
made
live
it.
speed, it looked like Minshew had it, but not a very favorable spot, as Christian Izien was there potentially to save the first down.
Well, that was just a heck of a job of working the pocket. You see that left knee goes down just past.
I take it. It's a good spot based on the knee, and boy, they are pretty well short. They went for it on a 4th and 6 their last time out.
Yep, they're bringing. No, but
yeah, Gardner Minshew staying on the field. 4th and inches.
Is Zaire Franklin on the field?
Zaire Franklin is indeed on the field, as they're going to go 6 offensive linemen. What a potential call this is here by Shane Steichen on 4th and less than a yard.
Yeah, you got Franklin, so they got the meats out there right now. They're going to load up and go right at either that. It's a great camouflage of bringing everybody in and then watch some sort of sneaky little pass play off of it.
So Blake Freeland and Zaire Franklin both on the field, as are Mo Alley Cox and Kylan Granson. Jonathan Taylor, the lone setback on 4th and inches.
You got Zaire Franklin at fullback.
They're going to go for it. Minshew, play action. Minshew's got his man wide open. It's Alley Cox. A brilliant play call by Steichen. And Indianapolis picks up 30.
Well, something just told me that bringing everybody on and Franklin in the game, that you just had to watch out for something sneaky down the field. The camouflage gets the Tampa Bay Buccaneers peeking in the backfield, and Mo Alley Cox all by himself, brilliantly executed by the Colts.
So
really a nifty run. Now, look, that's a huge play. As we take a look at Jonathan Taylor with a beautiful run. That is a huge play for the Colts. But one thing you got to remember, if you're Tampa Bay on defense, it's still a 3-point game. So that could be a back-breaking, deflating play. But you got to be able to rise up right here and try to make a play in the red zone. You hold the Colts to just a field goal, and now you still give your offense a chance.
Shavassi Dennis is back onto the field. This is Taylor. First down and more. Taylor extends to the end zone. Looks as though he's just short. What an effort, as Winfield may have saved the touchdown.
This little move that Jonathan Taylor makes at the line of scrimmage, it's just, looks like he's down before that ball comes out, but what a move at the line of scrimmage to jump to his left and almost get himself a touchdown.
Colts trying to make it a 2-score lead with 7 and change left. Taylor, touchdown. Dennis had a shot, but Taylor just too slippery. So Indianapolis, the big 4th down conversion, and on the verge of making this a 10-point lead. Second rushing score of the day for Jonathan Taylor, as he continues to find his form for the Colts. And now Matt Gay on for the point after. Well, you just could feel the wind come out of the Buccaneers' sails after that long fourth down convert. Mo Alley Cox. And Jonathan Taylor with his second rushing touchdown of the day. And that puts the onus now on the pressure squarely on the shoulders of the Buccaneers as they try to climb out of a 10-point hole with 7:30 left. Coming up, game 2 of our NFL on CBS doubleheader. We'll take most of you to the city of brotherly love. Josh Allen and the Bills taking on the top team in the NFC. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, or some of you will see the Chiefs hitting the road to take on the Raiders out in Vegas. The NFL is on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Updated look at the playoff picture of the AFC. Buffalo just outside of the wild card chase. As Baker Mayfield back onto the field here. Got to score and then get it back with your defense quickly. Mayfield, third time that his pass has been deflected today at the line of scrimmage as he tries to find Edmonds. It was DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, 6'7" wingspan. Listen, Spiro, I believe that if you're Tampa Bay, you've got to be able to win outside the numbers. You scored on that last play. There was a miscommunication and assignment error. Jalen Jones was supposed to be back there to help out Rodney Thomas. Gus Bradley's going to use his safeties back to help protect the corner. So you have to have something that's well designed, but I do believe you have to win outside the numbers.
Mayfield, a little bit of a hesitation, and delivers a strike here to Evans. That'll get them in a much more palatable 3rd and short situation here as Evans works against Jalen Jones. They pick up 8.
If you're Gus Bradley right now, you know that you have a 10-point lead. And again, they've done a really nice job today, the Colts corners on these wide receivers. But the fastest way you can lose this game is if you give a big one over the top.
Rachaad White has a first down and a lot more. White breaking free. What a massive breakdown on the left side of the Colts defense. Rodney Thomas finally makes the tackle, but they gash him for 38.
But you have got to be able a crack replace by this corner. They're going to come down and crack the safety, and I believe that's Baker Jr. He has no awareness. He's keeping his eyes on the wide receiver. When they crack down on that safety, you're the guy that has to come up there and support that run play. Great job by White recognizing that and getting outside for an explosive run.
So new life for Tampa Bay. Baker, first down pass. Bobbled, it's caught. Otten, where the concentration is somehow squeeze it after the initial bobble. Gets inside the 25, close to the 24-yard line. Tackled there by Franklin. Remember the connection between these two going back to their days in Seattle on Pete Carroll's staff. Canales credited with really helping to resurrect the career of Geno Smith, trying to dial up the right plays here for Baker Mayfield. Second down pass is caught. Evans just surgical as he toe taps on the sideline. And Tampa Bay right back in business, 1st and goal.
Exactly what you have to do. This time they go to single high. That means the corner, he's all by himself on an island. And it's a crime if you don't use one of the best wide receivers in football in one-on-one coverage and try to isolate that corner and target him every time you see that coverage.
Mayfield looking, buried. 4th sack for this Indianapolis defense. It's Odangbo and Tyquan Lewis, who had one earlier.
Yeah, boy, and you got both edge players. Really power rush from Tyquan Lewis coming off the right side. And then the same thing, Odangbo, he's able to counter to the inside. And there is nowhere to go but to the ground for Mayfield.
Mayfield, far side, goes to Otten. Otten has some room. He's forced out of bounds right at the 5-yard line. And that's going to set him up with a 3rd and goal. They pick up 7, tackled there by E.J. Speed.
We talked about the red zone. Last time they were down here, they were able to get Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield told us that most teams won't play single coverage on Mike Evans here in the red zone. They did it already once, and they made him pay by getting a touchdown. I would expect the Colts to keep their safeties back and make Mayfield go to somebody else other than Evans. But this time Evans inside.
Mayfield steps up in the pocket. He's going to try to run for it, but he's sacked. Quiddy Pay. So you've got all 3 of your timeouts left. You need 2 scores, and so as expected, Todd Bowles is going to go for the field goal here with 4:35 left to try to cut it to 7.
Listen, they try to get Evans, but look at the attention. They're trying to hide him inside and run him to the corner, but you have the safety, or excuse me, that's Kenny Moore. You have Moore to the outside, the safety to the inside, and there's nowhere else to go for Baker Mayfield. Really nicely played there by the Colts.
So here's McLaughlin again, the former Colt, able to bang it through a 24-yard chip shot to make it a 7-point Indianapolis lead with 4:10 remaining in regulation. And everyone's going to catch their breath here in Indianapolis. Everything riding on this game for both of these 2 teams, whose margin for error getting slimmer with each passing week. A reminder to stay tuned. The NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars, time permitting. JB, Phil Boomer, and Coach Cower standing by in our CBS studios in New York. Get you caught up around the league. Some pivotal scores with all kinds of playoff implications. Last check, Jacksonville up double digits in Houston, and Atlanta leading over the Saints. Atlanta 1 game back of first place in the NFC South, which is just crazy to think. Team that's 2 games under 500, and the Colts trying to keep pace 2 games off the pace in the AFC South.
Now, who would have thought that of all the plays, it would have been a Rachaad White explosive 38-yard run down around the corner to set up Tampa Bay on that drive.
Jake Carter, their punter, handles kickoffs, and a booming kick through the end zone will give it to the Colts at the 25-yard line. Well, this is a spot, March, you got to lean on your ground game to try to burn that clock.
Well, listen, they came out throwing, but Spiro, they've run the ball for 131 yards against this defense, and both running backs have been effective. Taylor 12 carries, 66, and Zach Moss 8 carries for 55. And so you have got to be extremely pleased. This is the best their running game has looked in a long time, at least since that Browns game where they ran for 168 yards.
So they begin at the 25-yard line. They start here with a run. As we get a flag here, Taylor is brought down after a pickup of about 3. Vita Vea was there.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Boy, that's Ryman, and that's just a killer penalty to start this drive.
Yeah. You see Ryman try to make this block, and as he's going to the ground, it looks like Golston, I guess that's a hold.
It's a second holding penalty against this offensive line today. Stops the clock, pushes them back all the way to their 15-yard line. And it's 1st and 20. Minshew puts some touch on it, up the sideline for downs. No flags. And once again, McCollum was there, and again, just barely any time coming off the clock. So 2 plays. Exactly the kind of start Todd Bowles was hoping for.
Yeah, and now it's your 2nd and 20. So, your play calling right here, really, the best chance you have here if you're the Colts is to be able to, run this drive out, pick up the first down, and run your 4-minute offense. But now you're in danger here. It's 2nd and 20 with the clock really not going down. What is the next play call?
Four-man rush for the Bucs on 2nd and 20, and Minshew is crunched. Kalijah Kancey, and he has been marvelous today for Tampa Bay.
Well, you see Kancey is just working over here to this side, and really, he's able to push Will Fries back, and you know, Mayfield, he just tries to escape and make something happen. He doesn't like what's going on downfield. Rather than try to force it into a defense that knows you're in a long yardage situation, he just tries to climb the pocket, but he ends up getting sacked.
Boy, Kansas looking every bit like a first-round pick in this game for Todd Bowles' defense. 3rd and 23, just trying to get some of it back. It's Taylor taking on tacklers. He'll get out to the original line of scrimmage at the 25. Let's see how Todd Bowles handles this now in terms of his timeouts. Looks like they're going to let it run down here and hold on to all 3. Still have the 2-minute warning, of course. Boy, that could not have come out any better for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, just a small little mistake. And again, you know, Ryman, he's just, I know he held it, but he's just kind of hanging on for dear life on that play. But just one small little detail, and now you give Tampa Bay a chance here with pretty good field position to go down the field and score.
We need a good punt here from Sanchez, with Tompkins back deep at around his own 25. And this is not a good punt. It'll bounce right around the 35-yard line. We'll see where the officials mark it. So only 41 on the punt by Sanchez. And really good starting field position for Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay. Another reminder to keep it here for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. JP and the fellas standing by in New York. Get you updated on all the important scores and highlights around the league. So Ryman, the penalty on that first down play really set him back. They are unable to recover. And now it all comes down to their defense and Baker's offense. They'll go empty set. 5 wide receivers on first down. And they begin at their 35. Mayfield goes through his reads, completes over the middle. This is Palmer. Good drive starter there. He's just up across the 40. They pick up 7.
Yeah, you'd like to get this play off and get one more play before the 2-minute warning.
Silent snap. They get it to Godwin. It's a first down if it stands. They'll check the flag here. Thrown along the far sideline, just in front of the Tampa side.
Yeah, it's going to be an illegal shift.
Illegal shift. Offense. Number 1 did not get reset prior to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
That's the gamble sometimes when you try to rush to get the play off before the 2-minute warning. And boy, it comes back to bite them. So penalty here takes us to the 2-minute warning. With on a 2nd and 8, they give it to White. Having arguably his best game of the season, certainly on the ground today. Tackled there by Franklin and Speed. And that's going to set him up with a 3rd and 4. Tampa Bay has all 3 timeouts. And this is 2-down territory here. Mayfield, football's loose. Who's got it? Indianapolis has recovered. And disaster for Tampa Bay. Ebukam forced the fumble. And Odengbo comes away with it. And once again, it's this Colts defense trying to turn out the lights.
Well, he has had himself just a heck of a game. Ebukam, this is his 6th quarterback pressure. He turns the corner on Tristan Wirfs, and he gets back there so fast. Mayfield just doesn't have a chance to set up and throw the football. You got to really like the way this front today has come to play. Whether it's Ebukam off one side, Kwity Paye has got to the quarterback quite a bit, Odengbo and Buckner. But this defensive line really, who has played pretty well all season, has had a major impact in this football game against Baker Mayfield.
Well, it's been a playmaking defense. And just think about the emotions for some of the guys in that defensive room. A couple of days after they see Shaquille Leonard cut, a move that really sent shockwaves throughout NFL circles around the league. They have made some huge plays with the money on the table here against Tampa Bay. They're not out of the woods just yet, with the Bucs still holding all 3 timeouts. But that's a good one there for Jonathan Taylor, as they're going to start to lean on this defense, and Todd Bowles is going to start to use those timeouts.
Yeah, 5 sacks against New England 2 weeks ago before the bye. And again, really when you've got to have it in the fourth quarter, you've got to close out a football game. That's when you want your pass rush to show up. And Ebukam has made a number of plays today in this game.
Colts trying to make up some ground in the AFC South, with Jacksonville leading in Houston now by 3 as they play in the final moments. They're trying to close the door here on a Tampa Bay team that came here with such a high sense of urgency, trying to keep pace with the Saints in the NFC South. Taylor has a lead blocker. Taylor has a first down and wisely goes to the turf, stays in bounds. And that's going to force Todd Bowles to use his second timeout. And it was Quentin Nelson, the lead blocker. And Todd Bowles is not using that second timeout. Arch, is he just waving the white flag?
Well, I don't really believe if you call your timeout, I'm not that great at math, but I don't really think at this point there's anything that he can do with only 43 seconds left, or there's about a minute left on the clock, and you only have 2 timeouts.
I think your math is better than you think.
Well, I just kind of guessed at that one, but sometimes you guess correctly.
Shane Steichen is going to win it with his Colts 27-20. As the Colts will climb above the 500 mark. Gardner Minshew has won 3 straight starts for the first time in his career. 27-20 the final score, as Tampa Bay misses a golden opportunity to pick up a game on the Saints. With that game in Atlanta now a final, the Falcons over the Saints 24-15. And so it is now Atlanta and New Orleans tied atop the NFC South, with Tampa Bay